Have you ever come back from the nursery with a whole bunch of herbs only to realize that they had very different requirements and that you only had a little bit of space? Well, an herb spiral might just be the answer. Not only does it allow you to grow vertically so that you can stuff a lot of plants into just a couple of feet, but you can also create microclimates for very different types of plants. Come along with me today as I turn this into this. I laid down these red bricks first to mark the bones of the spiral. Then, I pulled them back to clear out the weeds and level the ground. I remeasured after that, keeping the spiral about 5 feet wide, and setting my cardinal points: north, south, east, west, and the center. The spiral didn't need to be perfect. I just wanted to have a good general sense of my work area. Here I'm resetting the base layer. Since we aren't using mortar, that first layer needs to be steady. I'm aiming for it to be around 2 to 3 feet tall in the center. This size allows me to reach all of the herbs from different sides without climbing onto the spiral. Now this is where my workout starts. I'm stacking the bricks up, adding more and more additional layers as I spiral up towards the center. This is when I really start asking myself, why am I doing this anyway? The thermal mass of these bricks will soak up the California sun during the day and help keep our herbs cozy at night, at least during the winter. I'm hoping the thermal mass won't be too hot during the summer, but I plan to encourage plants to drape over the west side of the tower to shade those blocks from the hot afternoon sun. I'm starting to add soil. All of the soil in this project comes from O.F. Wolfenbagger, but this base layer is old soil from a raised bed we decided to remove. At first I planned to just slope the soil down to the base, but I decided to build mini terraces instead with some broken concrete stepping stones we had laying around. Nothing is wasted. This will help hold the soil in my different zones and prevent the soil from all just washing down to the bottom if we get a lot of rain. Here I'm adding that fresh soil to the top. The soil will settle with time, so I need to add more organic matter in the form of compost or mulch. I used BioLive starter fertilizer. It contains beneficial bacteria and fungus alongside the nutrients plants need to really thrive. Just make sure to keep it in the top few inches of the soil or wherever your root balls will go. This stuff needs to be close to those roots. Final touches here, and then I place my herbs where I plan to put them on the spiral. I decided to add just a touch more starter fertilizer as well. Here's where things stop being a pile of bricks and start becoming a living system. I snapped this photo between takes just to keep my head straight, so I decided to number the zones for you. Zone 1 is right at the peak, the hottest, driest spot. I planted variegated sage here as a centerpiece. It loves heat and hates wet feet. As we move down, the environment gets cooler and wetter. Zone 2 gets thyme and a nasturtium that I'm hoping will drape down the west side. Shh, just don't tell this nasturtium that it's a bit late in the season for it. As we move towards zones 3 and 4, the plants get shade from the center spire, providing gentle morning light while protecting them from the scorching afternoon sun. The oregano and Mexican tarragon live in Zone 3, while cilantro, garlic chives, and lemon basil are in Zone 4. Finally, Zone 5 at the north end is our shadiest, most protected spot. It's the perfect home for chamomile, chervil, alyssum, and violas. I added lobelia and alyssum around the base, as well as some calendula seeds as an afterthought. And this ecosystem is now officially ready to go. Then we water everything in and wait for the magic to happen. I have to say, I'm really happy with how this turned out. 2 weeks in, and look at this biodiversity. We've essentially built a vertical mountain that mimics nature's own layering. By stacking these functions, we've created a thriving neighborhood where every plant has a specific job and a perfect home. It's a small-scale example of principle number 3, build relationships. We're already seeing the results. Pollinators and beneficial insects are moving in to claim their piece of the buffet. These spirals prove that even in a tiny space, we can give back more than we take. It's functional, it's beautiful, and it nourishes the soul as much as the kitchen. I highly recommend these structures for every garden, and I'll check back in about 30 days to show you how it fills in. Subscribe so you don't miss it. Well, that's it for today. I hope you all enjoyed. Please let me know what you think about my herb spiral in the comments below, and I will see you next time.